Marco lives in Mexico, and on his 17th birthday, he got this 2001 Laser Red Mustang GT. He had it for about a year, and then he decided he wanted to sell it and get a BMW. So he bought a 2001 BMW 330 Ci and had a lot of problems with it. So he decided to go ahead and sell that BMW and look for another Mustang. And as he was looking on Facebook Marketplace, he found this 2003 Mustang GT. The car looked like it was Sonic Blue, but it was actually a gray car that had been repainted already. But he went down and checked it out, drove it around, he really liked it. The car had about 160,000 miles on it, but it drove nicely and it was running really good. He said he paid about $3,000 for the car. So one of the first things he did was buy some '03, '04 Cobra wheels for it. So he got these really nice chrome wheels, and that really made the car look a lot better. Now he said he didn't really like the paint that much because it was kind of grainy and kind of blurry. It wasn't a very good paint job. The car had been repainted, like we said. And so he wanted to repaint the car and do a lot to make it look like a Terminator Cobra. So here's a little video of the car running before he started all of that. That sounded really good. Sounds like an SLP exhaust to me. Anyway, you could see he's had the car taken care of. They take it and clean it up, take the wheels off and everything. But he said he wanted to try to wet sand the paint and see if he could clean it up, and it just wasn't working out. And so he tried to make a decision on what he wanted to do with the car as far as the paint was concerned. And he got a $900 paint job in torch red, and you'll see all that coming up. But here's the wet sanding of the paint, trying to get it to clean up right. The car still looked really good. It was a nice looking car, especially for the price. But anyway, he started getting the parts that he could to try to make it look like an '03 Cobra. So he was able to get a rear bumper for a '03 Cobra. It had a little bit of damage, but it was fixable. He paid $130 for it, was able to get that for the car, and then just continued to work on getting the body parts all lined up and everything. Here it is with the rear bumper on it. And he took the headlights out. He got new headlights for it too and everything. Here's the back of it with the Terminator bumper on there. And he was able to get a front bumper for only $80. He was really excited about getting that in Dallas, Texas. He has family who lives there. And so you can see that it looked like it was a Sonic Blue front bumper, and it looked like it matched pretty well already. But then the hood was the next thing he wanted to change, and he was able to get an '03 Cobra hood. And he spent some money and got all the badges and everything he was going to need for it. So those were going on later after the paint job. But here you can see the front end coming in together. It really is starting to look like a Terminator, and that hood looked really good. Now he wanted the mirrors, and he looked and he looked, and he finally found a set. And if you know about these mirrors, they're also known as the export mirrors. They're folding mirrors, and they're painted on the color match section there. And these were on the export cars and the Terminators and some of the 40th anniversary cars, like the 40th anniversary package GT and V6 Mustangs. And those actually do look like they were the crimson red off of one of those 40th anniversary cars. And those are a good find because not everybody knows what they are. And so if you're looking for the right car, you can find those in wrecking yards. He said he only paid $25 for those. To give you an example, people are selling these folding mirrors for $300, $400, even $500 sometimes. So he got the mirrors on it. It looked really good. Now it's really starting to look like a Terminator. And he did get some fiberglass side skirts and the rear spoiler for a Terminator. And it's the one without the third brake light hole in it, but it looked really good. So there you have a really good Terminator looking rear end. And if you look in the interior of the car, it's really nice. And if you look closely, he even got a Cobra airbag for the car. So then he got it all ready for paint, and he said he was able to get a $900 paint job for the car, and he chose torch red. He wanted to get a bright red look on there, and I think it looks really good. It's a great color for this car. So here is the car getting sanded down and painted and ready to go, and it's coming together very nicely, especially with the chrome wheels. It's looking just like a torch red Terminator. And so here's the back bumper getting ready for paint and everything. And now the car is coming together very nicely. So Marco is 21 years old. He started all this when he was 20 years old. He's very proud of the car. He says that he's very excited to continue modifying it. He wants to get some Terminator front and rear seats for it. And the car looks fantastic. If I saw this driving around in Mexico, I'd be really excited to see it. And his dad actually just bought a Azure Blue Mach 1 from Copart. And the car has been wrecked, but together they're going to be working on it. His dad's going to restore this car too. So it's really nice to see these Mustangs getting a new life. And speaking of wrecked Mach 1s and Mexico, I have a really interesting story. I'm going to try to get the pictures, but basically I talked to a guy the other day who had a Mr. Chrome wrapped GT350. It was a wrap color that looked like a Mr. Chrome color. And he and I started talking, and he said, I'm excited to meet you. I've heard a lot about you and your brother. He's local here. And he was looking at my yellow Mach 1, and he mentioned that he used to have a torch red Mach 1. And it was about 10 years ago. And I said, wait a minute, I think I've talked to you before. And I said, was it automatic and was it wrecked? And he said, yeah, it was automatic and it got totaled. I said, yeah, it got totaled. I remember that. You put it on eBay. He said, yeah, I sold it on eBay and some people came up all the way from Mexico and they took that car home and they fixed it up. And so that car is alive now. It's an '03 torch red automatic Mach 1. It had about 40,000 miles on it when that happened. So if anybody watching this video is in Mexico or knows about that Mach 1, let me know. I'm going to try to get the pictures of that car and see if he still has those, because I wanted to make a separate story about that because it was so cool. But anyway, I just think it's nice to see that people are taking these cars instead of parting them out and fixing them up, especially in Mexico. And they do good work on them down there, and they love them and take care of them. And so I'm just really excited for that too. So I just want to thank Marco for sending me all these pictures of his car and telling me the story about it and how neat it was to find all those parts and what he paid for them and everything. And Marco is very lucky to have a car like this at age 21. I wish I would have had one this nice at 21. I had my 97 V6 when I was 21, and it wasn't until I was about 25 that I got my Mach 1 and then the Bullet and all the other V8 Mustangs. And so this is a very nice car, and he's done a lot of work for it. He paid for it all himself. He said he spent about $1,500 on parts and everything getting it to look the way it is. And so that's something he can take a lot of pride in. So just want to share this story with everybody, and stay tuned for more of these Mustang stories and updates.